Hello, y'all. I'm back. It's 10:07 a.m. and still can't get any sleep. Been just laying there for hours and still can't get any sleep. Um, I thought that the lady would have called me by now, but still no call. And the fact that I'm sleep deprived. Um, I know I need to be trying to rest, but I tried and tried to close my eyes and try to go to sleep. Still nothing. So, I tried to, last time I did a video was like about 6:45 this morning. And then, I ate breakfast and still can't sleep. My body and my mind would trick me into thinking that I'm going to sleep really good. And so, still no sleep. And I'm feeling like as if my heart is that is struggling to try to get oxygen. They are criminal. They are very wrong for this. For, not letting me sleep. And so, this is really scary to me. And I can't even be functional and normal. And, being sleep deprived, I'm not alert. So, it would make me more susceptible to being like I know I can't even go for a walk being sleep deprived, and I can't even ride a bike. I don't have a bike right now, but I can't even ride a bike being sleep deprived. Because of how dangerous it is. And I do need to go to the store and I need to go to the store and get a few things. Excuse me, but I realized it's colder this winter here in Pensacola. It's colder than last winter, 2019/20, and now 2020/21. They have more cold days where it's below 40 degrees here in Pensacola. So tonight it's supposed to be 40. And then tomorrow night it's supposed to be 51. And then it's supposed to be for the next 10 days or so fluctuate between the 30s and 40s, but being more in the 30s than the 40s. So, still no final word on a definite place to live. And that's how they do sometimes. It seems like coincidentally, after my money is all spent, that's when somebody will come and offer me a place. Like, as if they know how much money I have. And, like, well, wow, it's too late. I have to be forced to pass up on that offer because all my money is gone. But, I mean, they had a guy who came on emailed me from Craigslist, and he offered me a place to live, but he told me I have to have a car. And but it's like a room for rent and not my own apartment or my own place. So, a lot of people some people who try to act like delusional landlords, they're not even an accredited landlord, but they want to act like delusional landlords. And when they want to rent out rooms to people, they act like they got more rules than actual apartment landlords. And, a lot of people who rent out rooms for people, they rent out rooms to people, they require you to have your own car. And one guy got really mad at me because I said that, because he said that he didn't want people to be asking other roommates or housemates for rides. And I said, well, I've been independent and been taking the bus. Please give me a chance. I said, I've been independent and taking the bus. and just fending for myself with transportation. So if I've been taking the bus and slash, or every once in a while I'll take the cab if I really really need it, if I got too much stuff, or if I you know or time constraints or time inconvenience, if the buses aren't running or something like that, and I got the money, I'll take a cab. But usually I'm pretty independent with walking or taking the bus everywhere. And when I have a roof over my head, I hardly leave. Like me staying here, I've been staying here over a month. Thanks again for the help, y'all, and help keeping me safe, warm, and dry. So I hardly leave this place. And I mean, I've been hardly leaving here that much. And then, so the fact that I hardly leave here, and then, um, so I don't even remember when the last time I took the bus. It's been a long time. Let's see. The last time I remember taking the bus, I think was like December 3rd or something like that. It's been a while. So, yeah, it's been a long time since I took the bus, and I'm glad because I hate taking those filthy things. But yeah, if you want a job, or if you need a room to rent, I mean, if you need a room, you need to rent a room. They want you with a car, your own car. But that guy got really mad at me a while back when I tried to ask, you know, when he was offering room for rent, and he got really mad and frustrated with me for still wanting to live there, but trying to assure him that I won't be asking other people for rides, other housemates or whatever. So um then this guy asked me, if I had a car. So, and then, like, if you rent a room from people, it's like they have these certain rules where um you being on SSI and Social Security is not enough. They want you with your own actual job and car, and then you're not allowed to stay in the house. Um, you're not allowed to stay in the house during the day. You have to be gone all day and come home at night. And it's like, well, I mean, and then they charge you for the same amount of rent and plus deposit and all that. They charge you the same amount of rent and deposit. You might as well get your own apartment. But I saw a place on Craigslist that they said was $620 a month, but they say you must have an income of 1,600 or more. And I'm like, well, I only get 814 a month, and then plus the extra 600 for the stimulus, that one time stimulus, it still ain't enough, you know. So still no hope or no luck for another place, but it looks like I might have to just stay here for some much longer time, and I have to stay here for longer, and then until the money runs out. And I thinking about um well, I saw online that Walmart has toaster ovens for as low as $20, but I heard the high risk of fires being caused, so I'm like, I don't even want to touch that. I'm scared. Um, but I figure if I'm the only reason why I can have an advantage of staying here longer is because the stimulus, but no permanent housing opportunity come through yet, and so there's no permanent housing opportunity for me as in, at the moment. And then so it's gonna be more cold days, and then to be dealing with torture and harassment and stuff. if I'm on the streets. But then I get, as I said, I get more electronically harassed more here. But I noticed something. I mean, it's weird that sleeping on the streets can have certain advantages that having a roof over your head doesn't. But at the end of the day, I would still prefer to have a doggone roof over my head because at least I can shower and have a bath and sleep whenever out of the day that I want to without any restrictions. If I want to go to sleep right now, I can. Well, I can lay down and close my eyes with nobody hounding me down, telling me you can't sleep here. But and at least in the hotel room, I got my freedom to come and go as I please, and I don't have anybody hounding me down, telling me what to do if I rent a room from somebody. You know, I and I don't bother anybody. I stay inside and mind my business, and I've been just doing a lot of YouTube videos because once I get over this mental hurdle of this court thing and everything goes fine, then I can relax and go back to being able to focus better on my ebooks or my books. Um, but I guess I'm holding myself back mentally, but really, I really feel like I cannot focus on my books until I get off of this hurdle. But with the advantages of me sleeping outside is my nose will be clearer no matter what I eat, and you get more oxygen. But and it's like if it was meant for me to go swimming or something, I don't have to worry about ear infections or I get less of a cold or get less sick when I'm um homeless on the streets. And I also realize I get less acid reflux and less GERD when I'm on the streets as well. But as I said, um, it, it's better to have a roof over your head and be safe. But not, I mean, the idea when you're targeted and dealing with harassment and community mobbing and bullying by neighbors and fearing for your life. So I've had the taste of street life, being on the streets and having a roof over your head. And I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what was going on. Um, and then I was inevitably left on the streets. But if the cab driving job would have been successful, then I could have avoided being street homeless. But I didn't. I mean, I was frustrated and said I did not want to sign any more apartment leases because of what happened. I mean, with them torturing me and keeping me locked in a lease while dealing with abuse and harassment and fearing for my life from the neighbors. Um, and I never had to deal with crackheads being neighbors and stuff like that. But I'm just thankful and glad, for a roof over my head and safety and to get to be warm and comfortable. But I just wish it was more permanent and guaranteed rather than, I have to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable because, I never know when or if I have to be back on the streets again. And I really don't, I mean, I know it's unsafe. And then, you know, I mean, I've had the crackhead neighbors trying to fight me and do things to me and vandalize my place. I mean, of course, outside and do cruel things like when I was living in Los Angeles, they put smushed dead birds on my front doorstep, and they you know broke the knob off of the gate, but the gate, but and the landlord didn't want to fix it and stuff. So and then the landlord was doing stuff like purposely dumping a whole lot of trash into out all people my my trash bin on purpose to cause my trash bill, my water, trash, and sewage. I mean, not water. I mean, my trash and sewage bill to be cost more. And then he didn't do that to the other neighbors. He just only, I mean, they really were all picking on me. Yeah, they were picking on me because when you perp me, you're picking on me. So um it's like, as I said, I mean, at first I started off, you know, being everything being peaceful and good with the neighbors in Los Angeles, and they used to love me. And then they started, perping me and all that, But being in Jefferson, part of New Orleans, it didn't take long for them to start perping me. And then when I moved back to Gretna for that month to stay there, and I loved it there too. But at the same time, you have to deal with the landlords or the landlady being a perp. But one of the worst places I lived, I freaking hated Greenville, South Carolina, and it was shameful and embarrassing where I lived. Not that I thought I was too good or anything like that, but you know, if that's supposed to be a drug prostitute, apartment complex, and I know I wasn't one of them, and that was the same as Los Angeles. That it was a drug and prostitute area, and I mean, if you're black too and you live in a hood, but you laugh at me and say, "Hi, you live in a hood." So you live in the hood too. So why you laughing at me? But I never thought I was too good to live in the hood. But it's like it's unsafe and scary, and I just feel like just because a person has low income does not mean that they deserve unsafe living the punishment of unsafe living conditions where you're fearing for your life. So I mean, I've dealt with the idea of I mean, people thought New Orleans Towers was the hood in a drug and prostitute area. And that was my first place away from the foster mom that I lived at. But the foster mom, with her being so high minded, she's too good to even visit the area where the hood is to come visit me. So, I mean, when I was living in New Orleans Towers, that was the low income disabled place where I was living at. So, anyway, I don't even know if that lady's gonna call me, but I decided against the getting a toaster oven and the blender. Well, I mean, I really want the blender so bad, at least the blender. But I decided against getting them because, you know, if staying here is just temporary, it's just senseless for me to go and buy them. Um, and then for me to be back on the streets. And I guess the only advantage I have is because, as I said, $600, that's 15 more nights here. And, the idea of this being a cold winter. But I guess from March 15th on, I probably won't be having to ask to, if I'm still back on the streets, I probably won't be having to ask for hotel room money to stay warm. And I mean, the only way is if it's gonna rain really bad. But I'm, I mean, that's why I mean, I'm hoping to get more books done too. And I just have fun writing, but it can be stressful at times too. But you're your own boss, and you working when you want, and come up. I just like to have my own ideas and originality, and I don't want to be anybody's puppet. I just you know finally I mean, as I said, I wish that I would have known back as far as 2007 that anybody can publish a book and put it up on Amazon. I I mean, none of my Amazon books have been rejected yet, but the free ebooks website, the books have been rejected. The gang stalking book, and I think the narcissistic abusers book as well. So I'm just rather do my own thing. And they said that Amazon Kindle is like a flea market. So um, thanks for all whatever support, and don't fall for the new age false hopes, the false hopes of new age solutions to the to this targeting, because they say you in this program until you die, and the wicked government is not letting up. But it seems like the only solution is to freaking sell out, and something that you won't catch me doing. So anybody who, I mean, it seems like they want to offer these new age solutions to end targeting, and then they get mad at you when you don't follow their fake ass advice. So stick with Jesus, and stick with the Bible. I've been having temptations to go back to listening to secular music, but me having a fear of God, I've been scared of being severely punished by him if I go back to listening to secular music. I've been fighting the urges and temptations. So I wish I'm gonna try to see if I can go try to again to get some sleep. I be dog. But thanks for listening to me, and bye.